When Olu Jacobs' dementia sickness started, his family didn't realize it had started because he would behave normal today and behave unusual tomorrow. When he behaved unusual, they would ask him why he behaved like that, but he couldn't answer it. So this made them believe it was spiritual attack at first. They invited their spiritual father so many times and he was preyed upon. However, his abnormal behavior started getting worse as day passes by. The most annoying symptom is that he kept forgetting things and kept saying things that no one could understand. At this point, they started looking to know exactly what was the cause of his problem. This was when he was taken to the hospital and so many tests were carried out, and it came out that he is suffering from Lewy body dementia, a sickness that affects his thinking, behavior, mood, and abilities. When the doctor informs his family about the sickness, which sounded them like someone that is crazy, his family, his wife, and children didn't believe that that kind of sickness is his portion. So they took him to different churches for prayers. They even got to the point where they used natural herbs and organic medications. It is actually hard for his wife to accept that her husband would be like that for the rest of his life. She cried and cried while begging God for miracle, especially when she was told that there is no medication to cure the sickness, but only to control the symptoms with multiple medications. But with many people with Lewy body dementia, it is tough to see that sharp creative person turn to a person who barely knows his children, have to struggle with his usual language, and need help to move around. Months and years passed, and the actor still showing symptoms of dementia. After trying so many options, such as traditional means, medical means, and prayers, his family went through a lot, to the point that his wife was also having a psychological breakdown due to her husband's illness. She was, however, offered help, as well as the entire family, to enable them accept that the sickness is the reality of her husband. Although it took them long to really accept that Olu Jacob is suffering from dementia, but they eventually come to the point of acceptance. However, Olu Jacob came out for his first public appearance in November 2021 to receive the AFREF award. Although Olu Jacob could not be able to comprehend what was going on, but his wife was seen showing him all the love he needed. He experienced the confusion and inability to have normal conversation. The most notable symptom which she showed at the event is saying things that no one could understand. Well, on his 80th birthday ceremony, we saw an improvement on his health. He was happy on his birthday and communicated very well with the help of his wife's love and support. But in recent interview, Joke Silva opened up on her husband's health and how it has become terrible. Joke Silva says the progress of Olu Jacob's ailment has brought significant change to him, and the person she married is no longer there.
37 years, but we've known each other for 42. We've been dating. Yeah, we were dating, for 5 years before we got married. 5 years. Well, I have to be very honest. It hasn't been easy. In the early years when we first started, we didn't even realize it had started. We just were like, why are you behaving like this? Well, what's happening to you? Things like that. But when it then, kind of the deteriorations became a bit more rapid. Oh, my darling, you didn't want to see me at that time. I was bawling. I always used to bawl my eyes out, And then, there now came a point of acceptance. And it's almost like the person you married 80% of the time is no longer there. But the thing is this, when he was there, he was an amazing man. And because he was an incredible, my husband is an incredible father to his children and an amazing husband. He was practically my best friend and I could share anything with him, So in this journey now, it's like I'm looking after my father. Do you understand? The husband I knew is no more. He's no more there. but this man that is here is somebody that I still love. But love in a different way. Yes.
Olu Jacobs and Joke Silva has been married since 1989. The couple met in 1981 at a national theatre in Lagos during the 21st independence anniversary and became friends before they started dating. Actually, Olu Jacobs came back to Nigeria from England because he was invited to co-direct Wole Soyinka's Metamorphosis. Joke Silva was among the performers at the same show. On the day of their rehearsal, Joke Silva and her crew were in one room rehearsing, while Olu Jacobs was at Mrs. Enem's office, discussing about the production. So Joke Silva walked into the office because she had been asked to go tell Mrs. Enem how far she and her crew had gone with the rehearsal. So when she opened the door, Olu Jacobs saw her and fell in love immediately. He quickly stopped everyone from talking and said, "This is the lady I'm going to marry." It was totally unexpected pickup line for Joke Silva, so she didn't find it funny. To show how hard to get she was, she sized him from head to toe, then delivered her message to Miss Enen and left the office. However, Olu Jacobs later approached her in a friendly manner, and from there, they became friends. After the show, Olu Jacobs went back to the UK, and shortly after, Joke Silva got admission into a drama school in England, and they linked up again. At this time, they became really close friends. So when things were shifting into relationship, Olu Jacobs was in relationship with someone else at the time. So he told Joke Silva that he needed to sort out his affairs first. After he broke up with his girlfriend at the time, Olu Jacobs and Joke Silva began dating in the UK. They dated for 4 years before eventually getting married. However, after their marriage, they eventually relocated to Nigeria to settle down. Before the first 5 years of their marriage, they began having children. At first, they gave birth to a baby girl, but she died. Actually, Olu Jacobs and his beautiful wife Joke Silva were proud parents to their daughter and their first child, Olu Jacobs, before she died at the age of 10 due to undisclosed illness. After Dayo's death, Olu Jacobs and Joke Silva went on to have their 2 sons. And then Joke Silva started having medical challenges, which were postnatal depression, and this made her to go gaga. Olu Jacobs' siblings didn't understand it, so her mom was called to help out. But once she got treatment, she became fine. Olu Jacobs' 2 sons are Olu Soji and Olubenga Jacobs. Olu Soji is Uncle Olu's first son. Olu Soji is the general manager of Lufodo Production. Lufodo is part of Lufodo Groups, a company owned by the Olu Jacobs family. He is around 33 years old. Olu Soji tied the knot with the love of his life, Boma Douglas, in a huge emotional wedding ceremony in Lagos in 2018. According to reports, the couple started dating in 2016 and their relationship has grown so much since they first met. The vibrant wedding ceremony took over the internet as the entire family looked their best to witness the special occasion. Photos from the wedding circulated online, and many people poured in their congratulatory messages to the adorable couple. Clearly, the ceremony was a huge ceremony, which they planned to make highly memorable. Olu Jacobs and his wife Joke Silva became the grandparents of their first son, Olu Soji, who welcomed a child with his wife Boma. The baby was born in the Maryland, United States in America, and she bears Dayo, same name with her late auntie Olu Jacobs, Joke Silva's first daughter that passed away. But however, it was rumored that Olu Soji Jacobs and his wife marriage was crashed. Olubenga is Olu Jacobs' baby of the house. He is the last born. He is currently 23 years old. According to reports, Olu Jacobs' 2 surviving sons studied in the UK.